All right, folks. I think we are live here. Give me a second to pull stuff up. I just had GSPro lock up on me, which is rather strange. I was getting the ding to work on the square, and the shot, I could hear the ball land, but the entire range just locked up. We'll see if this works. Looks like we got a ding. There we go. All right. Let me just double check things here. I'll get the chat up. A little bit pressed on time today, but the plan is we're going to get through hopefully the Twisted Sticks pitch and putt and then the Feel Good Tour. I am trying out oh, hold on. All right. What's up, CJ? Grip and Sip. Trying out a different platform. So if you guys hear me respond to comments on one versus the other and you don't know why I'm talking to one versus the other, that's why. But we're going to try it out. One of my New Year's resolution was not necessarily to grow other platforms, but try to kind of expand reach, so to speak, and try to bring people over to the main one that I use. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I have all the different accounts set up. Looks chilly. It's cold, Boogeyman. It's cold like usual. What do we got in the garage? We have 28.3 on the temperature. So the small one, or the big number, is the humidity. The small number there, 28.4, is the temperature. .5 now that I'm holding it, but that's what we're working with. So let me just hit a couple shots and we'll get this rolling. I like doing the pitch and putt, although the score won't be the best. I like doing the pitch and putt to warm up, kind of kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. But I was watching Stavi and Nordog last night. I was going back and forth with them a little bit, which was fun. Pretty good games yesterday. Pats won. I was rooting for the Broncos to lose. So the Patriots would have got first place in the bye, but that didn't happen. So Patriots are the number 2 seed. I believe they are playing Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. .28 must feel like it's hitting rocks. Yeah, I mean, these Tour X's are on the firmer side anyways. They're pretty similar to like a TP5X, but it is what it is. Pretty good games, though, yesterday. Sunday night was really good. That was a crazy ending for the Steelers and the Ravens. Aaron Rodgers pulled out a win. The Steelers scored with a minute left, just under a minute left, and then missed the extra point, so they were only up by 2. And then Lamar Jackson and the Ravens went down the field really quick. I don't know what it was, probably about a 40-yarder to win, and they missed the field goal. But there was a lot of close games. Let's see if we get anyone popping into the other chat. We'll see. So far, it looks like I may be the only person in there. But from what I've heard, some of the platforms don't love even mentioning the name of the other one, so I won't say what it is, but you can probably guess. All right, that's about all the warm-up we're going to do. So we are going to go into, I was downloading the 2 courses. Hopefully they finish before GSPro locked up on me. May have to re-download them, but we're going to try to get through the pitch and putt really quick and then do the Twisted Feel Good Tour. All right, that downloaded. This one did not. And that's the one we're playing. Loma Club. The mostly pitch and putt. So that means either we'll probably have some putts and or we will have probably some longer ones, which may turn into kind of a par 3. But poor kid. Hey, it is what it is. Grip and sip. I say cold golf is better than no golf, so. Feels weird though. No football tonight. Usually I like watching Sunday night and Monday night. No go with that. Do me a favor, anyone that's popping in, just hit the like button. I would be greatly appreciative. Helps the algorithm. If you may be on one platform and want a better look, I am also live on another platform, which are linked. All right, so we got 5-foot gimmies, 1800, normal 11, 400 feet, no wind. Let's do it. This will be interesting, not hitting any wedges first, but and or putts. Some of the guys at the top of these Twisted Six leaderboards though are so good. Even if I warmed up and like fully concentrated on playing these, I still probably want to really compete, but it is what it is. I think my favorite is those special events like that. Break 50 was a ton of fun with Frank and Boog. Those are my favorites. So I like doing those. The Twisted Designer Cup, that was awesome too. So although I'd rather do the Twisted Sticks for sure than like the SGT stuff, but kind of just do this so I don't get booted out. I don't know. I have the other thing up. I don't know if there's a way to pop out the chat though, like there is on the old tube. Doesn't look like that's the case, so we'll just leave it. Anyone join and say what's up in the chat? Why is this taking so long to load? I don't know if it's my computer or if it's GSPro, but been a little bit wonky here so far. Luckily, I didn't have to redo the square connector, but I had to jump out and then come back in, or close GSPro and then come back. All right. First hole, par 3, 76, up to about 78. We're going to hit a 56 and hopefully hit in the neighborhood of about 73-ish. Or 65. That is short. Get a bounce, get a bounce, get a bounce. We're on the green. I can move my driver for the time being. All right, 27 up to 39. Uphill, so it's going to be pretty straight. However, it is still moving. We'll try that. Oh, pushed it. Probably wasn't a bad line, but I pushed that almost a degree. That was a 0.8 push. Cold computer freezing. Yeah, it might be Whiskey Rich. Where's your burner account? 92 up 5. All right. This is, I guess, why Joe titled it mostly pitch and putt. This is a little more par 3-ish than a pitch and putt, but let's we need to basically hit that the number. So we need to hit it about 92. Aim over there to the right a little bit. 93.3 could be good. Sit. Not terrible. Last week we did the it was the hay that Run Putt Run did. I liked it. It was oh, there he is. Whiskey Richard HRG. Last week we did the hay, which was like almost all straight putts, which I kind of liked because I got through it really quick. I feel like it takes 2 to 3 times the amount to read these and like pick a line and putt than it does to like actually get to here in the first place. Pretty fun match yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught it. Me and Friend Boy versus Ryan and Kyle, 2 former D1 college golfers. 11.5. We ended up losing, I think, by 3. We stuck with them for a while, but all right, caw. Got it to go. 1 under through 2. Third hole, par 3, 66. I can see people joining on the other one, but no one's saying anything. We'll go smooth 56. Joe's got a dog over here on the left. I don't know if you guys can see that. For anyone new, Square Golf launch monitor, GSPro. It's the main things. 66, probably need about, I can get a 60 degree there. I need to hit it about 60. What's up, Stice Man? 5 under, Stice Man, I saw. SGT. Did you get some points? Sit. All right, what is this thing doing? Not a ton. The first 2 lines are moving right to left, and then it comes back a little, and then it goes back. So I think it's just pretty straight. 8-footer. Got it. Got it. .106 up to about 107. Call it like a 102. World golf ranking points should be incoming. I think, what is it like? Well, it should be there now. I remember when I was doing all that stuff, it was right around like 11 a.m. Eastern on Mondays when it would all go through. Short. Get a bounce. Can almost, oh boy, almost guarantee it's going to take a little bit once we go over to the actual feel good round hitting driver and stuff. It always seems like hitting these wedges, these smoother, softer shots to start here for 18 holes, it's tougher to kind of get the speed up going right over into the other one. But what are you going to do? This thing is uphill, So basically 25 up to 32. But it is moving. I need some stice point. Try that. Maybe a little bit too much uphill, but we'll just take the par and move on. I yanked it, and I didn't hit it. "28 in here, Stice. 28 degrees. 65 down to 58. I need like a 53. "55. Not hateful, as old FFK says. No, it's not detached. It's just uninsulated. And just generally cold AF in New England. All right, this first one's really going to move it. We'll try that. Boom, baby. Caw. "55, basically the same shot. 55 up to 58. Need like a 53. Flared it out to the right, and it's long. All right, we got to chip this. 8 downhill. Fun fact, it was Zona, I think, that first said it, and then Boog was doing it as well. If you press the E key for like Eric, it pulls the pin, which is kind of nice on these. I've had it a decent amount where you chip it and it bounces right off the pin. I don't know. Sometimes it helps you because it stops the ball. Other times, if it's rolling nice, you can pull the pin on any of these shots. So they swear by it, and I think that they make more by doing it. All right, probably need like a 4 or a 5 carry. Oh, and it's outside the circle. That thing caught the lip. This course has some kind of cool sound effects. I always get confused if it's like actually if it's in the game or if like it's like a car driving down the road or a plane or something. That one sounds like it's coming from the projector. All right, we'll go with that. 5 up to 6. Three under through 6. Not exactly lighting the world on fire here. Love these little pitch and putt rounds. Great warm up field shots. Yeah, I agree. I just wish, geez, this is why I guess he said mostly 143. All right, we're gonna go 9. Hopefully it gets there. I agree. It's good. It's like double-edged sword, though, Sice, man. Like, it's awesome for warm-ups, which I like, but at the same time, if you're using it as a warm-up, then you're not really going into it to score. You know what I mean? I think, Joe, I saw a message pop up before I went live. He said that the par 3 and the pitch and putt's going to be on gross until he gets the flights figured out or something like that. Oh, I hit the wrong club. I was going to say that was a 116-yard pitching wedge. Still wasn't very good. Or 116-yard 9-iron, but I grabbed a pitching wedge on accident. That still was not even going to be close to getting there. Got a doggo on the green. 19 out of the rough, uphill. So we're up to like 20, probably 22 out of the rough. So we need probably like a 17. Too much. That was 20. All right, we need to make a putt. Woof woof. Use it as my cooldown. That's probably a better way to do it, honestly. But instead of taking, sometimes my warm-ups get kind of lengthy. This kind of forces me to get going a little bit quicker. But I definitely would score better if I use it as a cooldown. Because you're already kind of dialed. Those first couple holes with wedge shots are always a little bit hairy. 10-footer. All right, save par. What's up, Ryan? New GA mascot on the green. All right, there's no way. At least I'll grab the right club this time. There's no way a 9 gets there. So we're gonna hit an 8, and we can hit it pretty full, and it still may not even get there. You're gonna order those mics, Ryan? Those are the those Hollylands are awesome. Use some of the other leaks to start, twisted in the middle, par 3 to end. ASU, I don't know. They were like, I used it for the thumbnail. They were like the Wolves or something. Arkansas State ASU, not Arizona State, I think is the other one. Well, it didn't draw, but it'll be a halfway decent number. That is a 140-yard, pretty full swing 8-iron. So we're down pretty much a full club, maybe even a club and a half. You were the Indians, now the Red Wolves. Last of the Mohegans. My loss to Ole Miss. Please remember that I'm not driving Mississippi. Blackout current, steal your new thermostat. Indians weren't very marketable. 28. Try that maybe. May even be more. Oh, we got it. That is the difference. We were talking about it yesterday, Ryan. That's the difference between normal putting and hard putting on the Tips Tour. That thing, realistically, that probably wouldn't go in real life. That thing caught the very, very low side. The cup like grabbed it and pulled it in. That's pretty lucky. All right, try a 9. Can we get our drawback? I like these settings better. Yeah, me too. Jeez. Definitely a full club down. Oh, music, 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 music. That's a 129-yard 9-iron. It's usually a pitching wedge. Hololens are good to use it for on-course videos. Has to be better than my AirPods. Were they connected? I couldn't tell. I didn't know. Sometimes I ask if I know people that have a mic, and then I can tell right away if it's like going through the camera or not. It may have been your output was going through your AirPods and input was maybe still through the mic, but you can change. I have a video on the Discord settings. It's just in your voice and video settings. You can change the input and output. Use those on Thunder, 10-foot gimmies. Well, Thunder, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's how I set up my league. Thunder, we've been doing the course records. So like we did yesterday, it's just the standard either tips or SGT settings for whatever it is, which are usually normal 11 5-foot gimmies. It's easier when people can just do the course record and then everything's the same versus having groups compete, and you get something at the end of it. But if you have groups compete and one of them happens to pick the wrong setting or something, then it kind of invalidates it. That's what we were doing 6-8 months ago before the course records came around. 12 up to 14. Oh, that thing snapped. All right, 76, back to pitch and putt territory. The Highlands are awesome, though. The magnet is honestly the best part that you can just clip them on anywhere. What I usually do is I have it clipped on my hat. I know I'm wearing a beanie, but even like in the summertime when I'm wearing like an actual golf hat, you just clip it on the visor and it stays still. You don't. Sometimes people put them on their shirt and you can hear like a when you swing. I just like having it up and out of the way so nothing touches it. But they're super clear. It's really between those and the DJI mics in terms of like the gold standard for at-home use kind of thing. But I prefer I've never used the DJI. C-Drum just got one. A couple people have them. Big Dog has the DJI, but I think the charging case is awesome. You have two of them, so if you have two people, obviously it's a plus. But for me, 99.9% of the time, it's only just me. But I know for a fact because it has the charging case, there's always one that's fully charged, ready to go, which is nice. And if one happens to die, you can just pull the other one out, and it's good to go. 76 up to about 78. Should be decent. Has some spin on it. Let's go. Need more of those. 91 up to 95. Or 92 up to 97. Oh, we're back. I think this is just 9, so we're playing this again. I'm going to say that number sounded familiar. We just got to hit the number again. Tor X, yeah, I know. And these wedges, too, that I'm using, they're super cheap. These are my old wedges. I think they're power built, maybe. They're cast. Yeah, they're power built. Cast, really cheap, crappy wedges. But the ones that I use outside, they're forged and they're milled. I got them on Amazon. They're really, really nice. But the problem is, because the grooves are so sharp and they're forged and milled, they chew up the ball. So they literally tear the cover off the ball, which one, you go through balls a lot quicker, and two, when you get those little tiny scuff marks on the ball into the screen, it just tears up the screen on top of it. So unfortunately, I don't use those and can't use them in here, but those are awesome. No draw. Got some spin on it. It's going to be short. But yeah, the Tor X is pretty good ball. Or not even pretty good. Really, really, really good ball for the price. It's a good ball no matter what, however you slice it. But especially you can get 4 dozen for $100. You can get 4 dozen for $120 on Dick's. Dixon Golf Galaxy, they bought Maxfly as an in-house brand. They have that deal. It's like $40 for one, 70 I think for two, and then if you get four, it's 120. And if you sign up for an email, you just need a new email. So whether you make one or you have a extra like burner email that you just put in on Dick's Sporting Goods, you can get 20. They email you a $20 off 100 coupon, so you can get that. Brings it down to I paid $100 plus tax, so it was like 107 for 4 dozen balls. When you're usually looking at, what is this thing doing? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think it's a straight putt. You're looking at $40-$50 a dozen for like Pro V1 or TP5. Probably like other Rapsodo wedges in the tour up, $70 balls. Yeah, that sucks with those Rapsodo having to use those specific balls. It was between that and the subscription. I almost got a MLM2 Pro 20. Little firm. Catch the cup. Catch the cup. Jeez. Hammered it in. I pushed it 1.2. It's a bad putt. Pretty straight, though. It's not even that much. Right there. Right center. 6.8. Guess we'll just leave the sound off until we finish this. The music has could possibly cause some issues. Pissing in the wind. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, everything starts to add up quick, and if you're just chewing up balls and you only have those certain ones for the Rapsodo that are expensive in the first place, not ideal. I was telling Danko last night, he cracked another one. I was watching him. Him and Kamish have been in a little bit of a struggle bus, so they weren't streaming. I just popped into the Discord while they were playing, but Danko cracked another ball, and I was telling him it was Ubsy Golf who originally told me. I heard other people say it, but he was like, yeah, we have like 3 or 4 dozen balls on the ground, and we haven't cracked one in months. I was like, all right, well, 3 or 4 dozen at one time on the ground seems kind of excessive, but I've been using 2 dozen now for the past like 3-4 months maybe, and I haven't cracked a single ball. So if you go through balls and you only have like a sleeve of them down at a time, or even like 6, I would recommend putting a couple more down. And I haven't cracked one. It just gives the ball time to cool down. Get a bounce. No bounce. Fairway. I think we putt this. .6 left. That's a decent amount. .25-foot putt. I don't think I hit it. I did not. 0-0 HLA2. One more click. I didn't hit that one either. That's a bad bogey. First bogey of the day. It sucks. It's a bad hole. 2 bad putts. Not even a good wedge shot either. I don't really get. I have. All right, 100. I have like 1,000, I think it's over 1,000 followers on this other platform, and there's been like people that pop in and out, but there's been like one person watching the entire time. I don't know how that's possible. All right, I wanted 100. I hit it 100. Oh. I was talking to Norddog and Stabby last night, like I was saying, and it's just tough trying to manage multiple different platforms at the same time, especially when no one even watches. All right, 6 up to 8. Oh boy. To par. That's not very good. Should have just left it straight. That was only a 0.3, but I didn't hit it firm enough. 65. We got a plane coming overhead. 65 down to 58. Hit it good. Way too much, though. Stay on the green. $36. Breaks in the middle, but then it comes back. Maybe left edge. That's not left edge. Whoa. Maybe there. Hit and hope. 36. Pushed it. Break. Another par, another par. I haven't even looked at the leaderboard. Granted, I'm probably the first one to play, so probably no one's played this, but this is not going to even be close to the top of the leaderboard. Yeah, I'm the only one playing. Or have played because it's brand new. Guys will probably shoot like 12, maybe even 15. $55 up to about $58. Need more of that. Maybe not 15, but definitely 10 or 12. I've left a couple out there. 143. Can we get a 9-iron there? Nope. That is horrendous. At the same spot we were the first time. $15, 1.7 left. Uphill fairway. So we need like probably a 12. Or a 14. Better, but that's a 142-yard 8-iron. $11 playing 10. Try that, maybe. I don't even know if that's enough. Well, it was enough, and I pushed to 0.3. It was too much. Another par. Final hole. Raise your hand if you feel bad for the Ravens kicker last night, Sunday Night Football. I mean, it was 2 missed kicks, right, Stephen? Boswell missed the extra point, which I started to feel bad for him. And then, what was that kick? What was it? What was the total length? Like a 40-something yarder? I mean, it wasn't short. Definitely wasn't like a gimme. But that was a pretty crazy ending. I was saying that before. Some good games yesterday. I missed almost all the early ones. I caught the end of one of them, the 1 o'clock game, and then I had the Patriots game up on my phone, and then I watched Red Zone for the 7 games in the late window. Healy and short. I guess we'll putt it. 1.2 left. $34 up to $37. Not enough break. Another par. 5 under it is. 1 bogey. Pretty pedestrian round there. Not the shortest holes, though, for a pitch and putt, I will say. We'll click the stats just to make sure we don't get out of here too quick and it actually saves. All the events, it seems like, last week, they were all staying on the tournaments tab, even though I finished them. Between, like, course records, league, these twisted events, it's kind of weird. 11 pars, 6 birdies, 1 bogey, 26 putts, 38 minutes, 13 out of 18 greens in regulation. There you have it. That will be probably beat by double by the end of the week. All right, what we're going to do is hit a few shots on the range, fuller speed. Try to get this 8-iron. We'll start with a pitching wedge. Try to get this pitching wedge up to about 125, 130, and then we'll try to get that 8-iron up to about 155. A couple drivers, and then we'll go into the actual round. But 122. One of those days I got to swing pretty dang hard, seemingly, to get up to some stock numbers. That was better. We'll call that good. Oh, almost shanked it. Got 157 out of it, but 2,000 spin. That's why. That was very, very close to the Hosel rocket. Toey. Turn the sound back on. So I've been live for 47 minutes, basically on both platforms. The other one, no one has said a single word. Oh, this may be ugly. Stayed down and threw it a little bit better. I was supposed to draw. Good enough. And this is going to be interesting with driver here. We may be in like the 140 ball speed territory. That's honestly not horrendous. Spinning again. Been catching things low in the face as of late, but 153, 254. We'll probably get one up to about 270, 275 in the air. Maybe on like the back nine of this round, but we can kind of just do that. Oh boy. And this is why we hit a couple on the range before we start playing, so that's not on the first tee. That was hit better. All right, we'll do it on that one. 159, 267. Overdraw, but that was at least hit solid with a little bit of speed. There, put these wedges back in their rightful spot for when we inevitably need them. All right, twisted sticks feel good. At this course name was kind of weird. Sim Golf Tournament. Where's No Pros? Oh, I think commish resets it Tuesday. See, like this break 50, resume round 1. Like we all did that, so I'm just gonna leave it. But like that was doing that for all the things, all the events last week. It keeps saying like it's not finished, even though I try to purposely stick around on the scorecard at the end and then click the stats to give it. Sometimes if you click out of it too quick, it does that. But lately, it's been doing that for everything. I don't know why. KARLSTAD Stephen Golf Course. The Karlstad Cakewalk, says Mr. Strong Design Studio. Blue tees, 8-foot gimme, 11 stimp. Normal. $299. I like that. Really anything about 1,000 or so or less. I'm right at that 300 feet. I think I'm at like 295 locally, so no additional math needed, which is nice. All right. What do you say we hit a flyover? First hole, par 4, 268. Course looks pretty good. Was this Jay Pruitt, I think? He always does a good job. All right, 196 is there. Is this drivable? Oh, geez. Definitely drivable. That's not even drivable. This is probably 3-wood off the deck. Good thing I looked. Courses in real life, same thing with the scorecard. It's deceiving because that distance there, 268, that's with the dog leg, so out to the left and then back to the right. Versus you take dead aim at it, it takes like 30 yards off. If I were to hit driver there and hit it halfway decent, I'm probably 30 yards long. This one, a little bit hairy with these trees, but we'll see. Get up in the air. All right. Wasn't hit particularly great, but we got away with it. 10 VLA is just enough to get over that stuff. 23 out of the rough, a little bit uphill. So we'll call it like a 25 pin. Hit this about 20. $21. Get in. Caw. Almost a big bird. All right, 316. Joe does set these up relatively easy, hence the Feel Good Tour name. So pretty generous gimmies at 8 feet. Not quite as generous as I am with my league at 10. But in any event, 8-foot gimmies, shorter distances. Where'd that tee go? What's up here? Well, we may get into some tree trouble, but that's the line we're taking. See ya. Deep rough, boomerang. All right. Luckily, I was born in the deep rough, just like Ryan. This is going to be another 15 out of here. So 87, 92. 5.7 left. Should get up in the air pretty quick, but we'll aim a little bit to the right, and we're gonna hit a fuller 56er. Not bad. Need just a little bit more on it. Stopped pretty quick for being deep rough. Had 8,500 on it, but what's up, Take It Low? We're trying. We didn't go. Well, yeah, we're gonna try to take it low. Probably won't. I just did the what were these, 11? This is the feel good round. I just did the twisted pitch and putt, and I shot 5 under, which wasn't anything to write home about. 21 up to 30. May need to be a little more. We're taking it low, take it low. We're taking it low. Caw. That's a good birdie save right there. Not even a birdie save. Really, you saved par, but that was a good birdie. Good putt. Really, what we're trying to do is keep it keep it straight off the tee, more than low. This is the main thing here. Super low. Kick left. All right, 85 out of the rough. We'll try that same 56 again as we just hit. Call it about 88-ish. 10% would be 8. Well, 4, so like 89. Probably gonna hit it about the number. Nope. $25. Decent putt. One more click. We had it. 0-0 HLA. Pretty bad swing, to be honest, but halfway decent result. 74 out of the rough. probably hit it about that number. Try to. Sit. $13 down to $9. Kaka. 0.7 push. 189. We're going to club up and hit a 5. I think usually this would be 6-iron territory, but that's being a little ambitious the way I'm hitting it right now. And I don't even know if this is going to draw, so we're just going to leave it straight. Sit. Sit. We're putting. Get out of here with a par. Be pretty happy. 35 down to 28. Pretty big ridge there. Straightens out. But it's going to want to come out a little bit right. And it tails off. Pulled it. Still miss low. Okay, what do we got here? 3 under through 5. 6-hole par 4, 391. What is the line? Maybe there? I guess pretty narrow up there. It's a freaking moon balloon. It's fine though. 2,900 spin. Low toe. $112. Up a little bit. What do we need? Like a 108. $107.7. Toey though. Have we not had a par 5? One on the front. There's only 2, so there's a par 70. There's only 2 par 5s. Only one on the front and one on the back. 13 feet. Hammered it. Sleepy day in terms of the chats, it seems like. Which, all things considered, a little bit short on time anyway, so sometimes when it's a lot of people saying stuff, it slows me down a little. So we're going to cruise through these. Been live for just over an hour, I think. Get a bounce. I think it was wiggling at the end. Wiggle, wiggle. All right, par 5, 527. Better. Didn't draw quite as much, but that's a decent. That's probably the best one, contact-wise and distance-wise. Oh no, where's the draw? Give me a look, give me a look, give me a look, give me a look. $41 out of the rough. Probably another 2-ish out of here, so up to 43. Probably need like a 38. Get in the circle. Caw-caw. Storm insurance? Okay. Anyone need insurance? Where are we going? At least the keyboard's working today, which is nice. All right, try to go up and over these trees, over yonder. Let it draw and or hook. And we're going to try to launch this pretty high. Really hope that sign doesn't have a collider. Oh, come on. Deep rough. That's a pretty good shot. .22, 1.8 right. It's breaking that way though, so we even go probably a little bit more. Deep rough. 22 up to 23, and it'll be another 4 or 5 out of here. So like 27, 28. So I'm going to land this about 20. Or 25. I don't know if there'll be a ton of birdies on that hole. It's possible. It's not that long, but I don't know. I can't imagine a ton of people would be taking that same line and get as lucky as I did there off that tee box. Okay. 6 under through 9. Where is that water? All the way over there? That should be fine. I wanted no part of losing that to the right. Get through it. Ooh, we did. What's up, Illinois Golf Man? Second flight. What's going on? Better be lucky than good. 125. Go. Now sit. Oh. That was, we are 8.1 feet. We're 8 feet 1 inch. We were 1 inch away from a birdie there. Now this is kind of a tricky putt. We're scrambling halfway decent. Shots are a little bit hairy though, but we're able to seemingly get out of trouble halfway decent after some not so great shots. Domination, I don't know about that, D-Lud. I just shot 5 under as a warm up on the pitch and putt. You'll probably beat that by double. This one, not too bad. We're getting lucky on some of those lines and like that big kick off the tree there. All right, we'll try this. 8-footer. Oh, let's go. Caw. We're going to try to play D-Lud again if we can. It's been a little while since we played. If you can get out early one night somehow, it'd be fun. Course records are always fun. We could do alt shot, also fun. We can maybe do anything besides the tips, really. And really, I don't know, Pro Tour, not that great either. But if you want to do either a kind of head to head, so to speak, play like one of these, maybe like stroke play against each other kind of thing, or just do a 2-man scramble or an alt shot, could be fun. Alt shot record, yeah, I think those are kind of underutilized. I've been wanting to do some of that for like Thursday Thunder, but people, I mean, understandably, they don't like the extra pressure, especially if you have higher handicap guys that maybe don't play a ton online or worried about they're going to let their team down kind of thing. But I think it's fun just to switch it up. Scrambles are fun. It keeps things moving, but all shots also fun. My 6 through 9 is dominating. You don't care what I say. What in the name of I hit it off the toe, 300-yard pipe drives going on here? Not quite 300. I don't know, some of those maybe on the rollout, but it's more so, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not hitting it very good. And it's cold, but we're scrambling. We're scrambling, all right. We'll try to get into one here, though, for old crushing it. Hang on. It was toey. All right. We'll take that. Usually anything in the 270 range. Raw carry. No complaints. Hey, what's up, BA? First comment over here. I haven't been live over there in a while. I've been live for an hour and 15 minutes, and you're the first person to say anything. 106 out of the rough. It's probably almost the number. Go there. Something about 105. $107, maybe. Has some spin on it. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Caw. It always seems like these rounds that I either need to play quick or I like just kind of want to get through them. I don't know, just like maybe just kind of going with the flow, no pressure kind of stuff. I always seem like I do better. Obviously, this is set up to do better, but that's a pretty good, whether I'm doing that's an 8-foot gimme or not, that's a pretty good shot from there. How's my game getting better? A lot of us are getting worse. Teach me your ways. I mean, shot, appreciate it. I don't know. I feel like I fell off a little bit too. When I came back from Florida, I think having played outside and having the confidence of, I shot, when did I go? Friday to Friday. Thursday, I shot 2 under on 9 outside. And then Friday, I tied my best ever score with a 77 outside. And that was I was 1 over through 15 holes. And then I shot 16 was a bogey, 17 was a bogey, and 18 was a double. I just choked. But I think seeing the ball fly outside, rolling, really the putting was what was better. My game hasn't been as good for like the week and a half, 2 weeks after coming back from Florida. I was playing really well. Since then, that was just about a month ago. The past 2 weeks, not quite as good. Driver kind of fell off. Striking irons kind of fell. Honestly, really everything's fallen off. Wedges haven't been as sharp. Putter hasn't been as good. Irons haven't been as good. But what I keep telling you guys, I've been telling Commission Danko lately, you just got to swing through it. And honestly, when I'm in a slump, which I was not too long ago, it sucks, right? Because your head's spinning, nothing's going right. What I find that gets me out of it is just by kind of switching some stuff up, whether it's like driver, switching the shaft, the head settings, trying different stuff, Really what helps with wedges, when I started to hit wedges better, I spent like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes doing that ladder on the range, just hitting different wedge shots. Stuff like that helps to where you're not, for me, I make my improvements kind of on the range when I like set aside dedicated practice times. Stuff when you get out on the course, you need to start hitting shots, which I don't know, it doesn't seem to help as much, and especially if you're trying to crawl out of a slump. But one good thing too, I told Denko, when I was really, really in a slump a couple months ago, I came out a couple times to just hit shots with everything off. So I put music on, no projector, no square, and just hit shots only for feel, trying different stuff, whether I was like shutting my stance, weight really far forward, different stuff, different feels, to where you just need like that one swing thought that you say, okay, now it's starting to click a little bit and I can try to keep it going kind of thing. And you just kind of build on that. You just need like that one thing that goes your way, that new swing thought, and then you just go from there. But same thing I've been telling Denko and Kamish. It's just so much about, which sounds cliche, it's just so much about confidence, to where if you're not hitting it well and your head's spinning over the shots, obviously you're not going to hit it great because you have no idea what's going to happen. So you're standing over the shot saying, I just hope I don't shank it. And like, I don't know where this is going to go, versus you start getting more precise where you have some good shots, some good rounds you kind of build on and say, okay, you need to stand over, whether it's going to happen or not, you got to stand over every shot saying, I'm going to execute this and I'm going to flush this, whether it's been happening or not. Just the confidence is honestly a big part of it. Oh, and then I go and do that. I did not feel, well, there's a fairway over here. I did not feel comfortable over that. I should have backed off. I backed off once. I should have done it again. Not bad, though. Well, it was bad, but not a terrible spot. 71. Can we get, we're out of the fairway with the wind. I think I can get a 60 there. I need about 60, 65, 66, 67-ish. Not 73. Get down. Too much softs. Can we putt this? 1.3 right, uphill, 26, up to 34. Just get a par and move on, hopefully. Really hope there's not a collider here. 5 degrees up. This may just hit something here. I don't know. Moral of the story, that was a long way of saying just keep swinging. It's impossible to get worse if you just keep playing. Easy to say when you're hitting it well because you enjoy and look forward to playing. Not so easy when you're not playing well, but there's only one way out of it. That said, sometimes it is beneficial to take a couple of days off, kind of clear your mind, but all in all, you just got to keep swinging and try to fix it. Get there, get there, get there! No! A little bit of a pushy push. Had a chance, though. And we got teed up Nord Dog in the chat. Or at least she joined. Tequila Dog. Back to the target device is legit, though. Slows everything down. Builds more power and speed with the big muscles. Yeah, I mean, I need to go back to that, too. And that's been my main swing thought for the past couple months, which kind of gets me back to basics. The problem is, like a lot of us, we get back to here and we want to hit the ball so hard from up here, which I was telling Whiskey Rich. You step on the power from up here and everything comes and opens up your upper body versus feeling like you keep your back more to the target. You let your hands drop for a second, and then by the time the club gets to about waist height, then you step on the gas and come through all at the same time versus you go here and then you've got no power here and it's just slappy. Easier said than done, though. And all depends on what your miss is. Someone like Danko, he's been hooking the ball. Probably needs a little bit less back to the target to try to straighten it out a little bit. Everything for him is low and left. Struggle with coming over the top so bad. Constantly have to work on it. Yeah, I mean, that's what the main thing, like I did a video on it, but the main thing with trying to draw the ball or not slice it as much, you got to get comfortable of a base. You played softball, Nordog, so baseball diamond, you probably feel like you're lined up and swinging towards second base, which is right down the middle. Realistically, you're probably lined up closer. Either your feet or your shoulders are probably closer to third base, and you're swinging out that way. So you're swinging out towards third base with an open face. So it starts left, goes back right. You need to get more comfortable, anyone really in general, lining up, having your back, feeling like your back stays towards the screen, line up towards first base. And then when you come through, you let the ball go out that way with a slightly shut club face or even square. It'll start right and come back left. But a good way to think about it too, I was telling Whiskey Rich, to work on that release is, for me, it's the feeling of a forehand with either like tennis or ping pong. So if you're going to hit a forehand, I'm a righty, so I hit a forehand with topspin. You kind of come through like this and kind of almost turn as you're coming through, turn your wrist. You can get, that's a double-edged sword. You can get a little bit too timey and too wristy, but in order to release the club, you want to have a little bit more of that feeling of kind of a tennis racket hitting a forehand with some topspin on it, and it'll square the club face up a lot better. Have to close my stance, hit the outside pitch. Yeah, it's kind of the opposite. I know, Triple Threat, I'll get to your chat in a second. Kind of the opposite with baseball. Baseball, softball players can hit the ball a ton, but it's kind of the opposite where they fire their hips so early, and then everything's kind of back here. I don't know. I didn't play a ton of baseball. I did like Little League growing up, but I really was liking your thought of Thursday, but I can't make it. 3:30, again, blood work, EKG for the surgery. Do appreciate the offer. And you're going to see me play. Obviously, let me on the team. That's my miss hook. What's up, Hoosier? I mean, hey, Triple Threat. Unfortunately, I know if you can't make the early one, you can't make it, but you should still definitely play if you want to play. Put your name in on the late time. Don't worry about, everyone has a different game. Everyone has different skill sets, so don't worry. It's about having fun. It's not about, oh, I'm letting my team down or score's not good. That doesn't matter. That's all secondary. And my miss with driver is definitely a hook too, Liam. So hard to go from softball to golf. You got a lot of power though. I'm not going from softball or baseball, and golf is still hard. Whoa. Took my own advice there. That's a 287 raw. 159, low spin. That felt pretty good. We'll take that all day long. We'll take that twice on Sunday. Almost 290 in the air. That was back to the target right there. That was not spinning out up top. Back to the target. Give yourself that fraction of a second to let your hands come down here. Then step on the gas. Hard sport to go to softball from golf. Hard sport. Yeah, I mean, it's just so mental is the tough part. My miss is always a hook because my body stops, my hands flip. Need better rotation. Send you my Venmo. Nice drive. Yeah, well, that's why, I mean, there's too much of a good thing one way or the other. So whether you don't rotate enough, sometimes you get stuck over here, and then the only way to square the club up is to kind of get flippy. Probably what you're saying, kind of stand up and flip the club, which also isn't great. And obviously, I have a large share of bad rounds myself, so I'm by no means a golf coach. I'm just trying to share kind of things that have helped me in the past. This may be a good example here if we shank this. 159. Tugged it. That was one I got stuck and I flipped at it at the end. Still decent distance. Oh, it was a par 5 too? Dang. That would have been for eagle. And we can't really putt this. Inner circle, easy birdie. But yeah, golf is tough. I mean, golf, so much mental, and it's the greatest game. There's so many lessons in golf that you can take over to other parts of your life, which you don't have like the team aspect, which I played like 3 sports growing up all throughout high school and whatnot. Those are some of the best times of my life. But in terms of like the lessons you can learn with golf, it's kind of second to none. And obviously, like a lot of people, I was one of those people, oh, golf is boring, I don't want to golf. And then you get bit by the bug, and that's the only thing you think about. But this will be, I used to say it was my 8th year. I guess this is 2026. This will be my 9th year of like actually playing. I only played a handful of times my entire life before this. This would be my 9th year. So anyone that's only a year or 2 in or a couple of years, I'm by no means that good. But you do have to give yourself some time to try to ingrain some stuff into muscle memory. Dance with the girl you brought. That's one of my sayings. I like that saying. Crossface here. I need 2 drives that carry 287. What's up, Crossface? All right, what do we got? 17, a little uphill. A little bit into the wind. Like a 14-ish. Not 18. God, that's off the green too. All right, does anyone have advice how not to mess up a par 5 like this? We went from a possible really good look at eagle, well, not a good look at eagle, but 150 yards to have an eagle to halfway decent look for an easy birdie. Now we're hitting 4 and we got to chip this in. Unless we putt it. I think we putt it. I hear the dance with the girl you brought, definitely good advice. I've said that a good amount. That's more so, though, you dance with the girl you brought in terms of if you're playing around. So, like, you show up. Sim golf's a little bit different because you kind of work on things, and it doesn't really matter if you, like, spray balls into the trees. But really, the dance with the girl you brought is, like, you're playing around outside, meaning when you get out and play, if you're playing around 18 holes outside, that's not the time to fix your swing. You just got to play with whatever you got. The time to fix it is either in the sim or on the range. All right, 34. Oh, stay in the circle, stay in the circle, stay in the circle. That's a bad par right there. 8 under through 13. That was an ugly, that was an ugly dance right there on that one. You know, I hit a long ball. Crossface, your short game's pretty good though. Played from 10 years old until 24. Had a break in the 20s. Muscle memory. Crazy, took 1 season to get back. That's what it seems like with people that play when they're younger. I'm jealous I didn't play in high school. I played soccer was my best sport, and then I played basketball. I've said this before, but I almost played tennis in the spring in high school. I'm still pretty good at tennis, but the volleyball coach, her son was on the basketball team with me, and she basically recruited the entire basketball team to play volleyball, which I ended up doing that in the spring instead. Hindsight, I should have played golf for sure with the free greens fees and all that stuff. All right, this isn't really a driver hole, but we're going to hit it. I just hope I don't hit it 287 again. And it ended up being All-State, I think, one or two of the years, I don't remember, for volleyball, which I ended up being decent at. But all that to say, knowing how much I love golf now, I wish I would have started earlier and had those good habits ingrained from an early age versus trying to fix a lot of the natural stuff later on. Oh, it's spinny, but it may be okay for this hole. Oh, no. That's a bad break. Okay, now we got 53 out of the rough. That was a rather firm tree bounce there. Need about a 50-55. There's a 50. Trickle. Caw. What did I say about scrambling? Pretty terrible tee shot. Halfway decent wedge shot. And we got a birdie out of it. 152. Now we got Rogus Construction here. Shout out to Rogus. 152. We got a little bit of a backstop. I think we'll go smooth 8. Starting to, after about an hour and a half, starting to loosen up and hit the ball a little bit further. That's one of those good misses, I guess. I just don't understand how I choked down like an inch and a half on that. I don't get how sometimes just better contact, obviously, but you choke down trying to take some off, and then it goes like as far, if not further, than if I just hit that full. That was supposed to be like a 145, 150 choke down 8. Instead of that was like a 157. Wish I would have played golf growing up, I know. I mean, I'm jealous those people that they got all throughout high school. They played at a pretty nice course too, got free greens fees. And like I said too, so like if you grow up doing it, especially if you don't even necessarily need lessons, but just if you become a halfway decent player, you ingrain a lot of those good habits to where you just, like Liam was saying, can go back later on in life and kind of pick up from where you left off kind of thing, versus you start hacking your swing together later on in life with all your past injuries and bad habits from other sports, and then you try to piece together a golf game, and then you get to a certain point where you start taking it more serious and then have to basically revert everything to try to resemble a halfway decent swing. It just like takes twice as long. But 17 up to 18 out of the rough. It was probably about a 20 pin. So I need about a 15-ish, maybe even 14. Not 18. All right. We've got a 21-footer to keep the scorecard clean, which is not super likely here. We're staring down. Pretty good scorecard so far. Staring down our first bogey. It'll be straighter, but it still turns. I have a tough time reading these uphill putts. One more click. Starts to kind of snap at the end. Come on. Oh, let's go. Huge par save. Clark's been playing since he's a young lad. Yeah, he's got an awesome swing. He's got a ton of flexibility too. You see when he swings, he like really gets down here, and like the way I think about that, I try to do that too. When I hit it good, when I do it, is you think about a limbo bar and kind of duck your right shoulder and right ear kind of underneath it. He's got a lot of that flexibility. He's got a really good swing. The Golf and TV with the raid. What's going on, boys? Appreciate you, Phil. Sending some people over here to watch this garbage golf. All right, now we got Sunday Farms. 9 under through 15. 139 uphill. Backstop. Smooth 9. Maybe even not so smooth. We're into the wind up to 140. Probably just hit this pretty full. Oh, Sun B, not Sunday. Sun B Farms. You're right, Foof. Sun B Farms. I'm bored. Phil told me to come here. Well, appreciate you stopping in. Come off that hill. Come off the hill. Nope. Hit it good. That's a pretty stock 9-iron distance. I just didn't know if I was going to quite do that. Halfway decent look at birdie, though. 13. A little touchy on the keyboard here. Breaks most of the way. I think I like that. It's going to trickle. Come on. What's up, Toast? Get new impact greens. Sounds a bit different. I did not. Instead of the loud poof, now it's quieter. No. Nothing's different. No. Same mic. Same balls. Same impact screen. Pushed it. Terrible putt. Freaking hammered it too. That one's on Foof. Foof, that one's on you. This is pretty straight though. I pushed that one too. Luckily it went. Decent par save. Should have been a birdie. Kick Foof. Time him out. All right, good drive here. We hit one a couple holes ago. We just hit one 287 in the air somehow. See if we can do another one of those. Foof Daddy, he's been posting his scorecards, cutting his handicap down pretty good with those beryllium coppers. All right, I think I would rather be, we got OB along this whole way with this road. So I would rather be in these trees than OB. Uh-oh. Almost missed it. Well, we are in the trees. Oh, God. All right, we got to look. 107 up to 109 out of the rough. Need about a 1. It's probably about that number. Probably about a 110. Right, get a little draw dog on this thing. .110, but I yanked it. Birdie putt though. 13, breaking pretty good. Played Paradise Valley yesterday. Good bounce, get you far enough away from the trees to get a good shot. Yeah, I mean, I took a ton of distance off. I didn't hit it very good, but yeah, we did at least able to get up and over that. 13-9, 13-9. Yanked it. Yanked it right in the... Oh, I thought I made it. Par. All right. 18th hole. 292. Just got to get over that water. That's your childhood home course? Really? Sounds like you need to make a field trip over there. Play with Crushing It. Stay in bounds. All right. Not the best drive there to finish it. That was really toey. .34 out of the rough. 10% will be 3. So it's like 1, 2, or 3 yards up to 35, 36, 37. So I need about a 30. .26, that's short. Dang it. Still a decent score, 9 under. Cool if this goes to get to 10. If not, this should be inside the circle for a par. 16 playing 18. Boom, baby. Boom. We will take that for sure. We escaped that bogey. Pretty clean scorecard. It's come up because I played there on my Arizona trip. Yeah, you were saying about the greenskeeper on one of those courses. Nice putt. Appreciate it. That was a good one. That was one of those easier to putt those when you know you. It's called the feel good tour. So they set it up easier, 8-foot gimmies, but it's nice on a putt like that. You know, cool if it goes. If not, you're in for a par. So a lot less pressure. You can kind of roll it a little bit more free. But 10 under, 60. Take it somewhere more that resembles a golf course. Place has some grass mixed in with dirt. Well, me and Danko have played some of those. I'm no stranger to those type of goat tracks, as we call them. Good round, nice finish. Appreciate it, Boogeyman. Paradise Valley was brutal. Almost all the holes were sides of the hills. Rolling feet 5 minimum. Appreciate it, Triple Threat. Take a look at these. 311 longest drive, 278 average, 156, 159. 135, 14 out of 18 greens regulation. That's what saved us. Only 4 out of 14 fairways. We got a couple lucky tree bounces, but we kept things in play. 8 pars, 10 birdies, 22 putts, just under an hour. What we're going to do, that's going to be it for the golf. What I want to do is hit like 5 or 10 driver swings. I think I want to start doing, appreciate it, crossface. I think I want to start doing, instead of like dedicated speed training where I just destroy my body, I want to do the kind of run, putt, run method where you only hit 5 or 10 at the end as hard as you can. And I think longevity wise and still being able to play, like my right side, I don't want to do anything crazy here, but if we get something about 165, I'd be happy. It's just when I start swinging all out for like an hour, hour and a half, I just tear up this right side of my body because I'm not swinging right, and I just try to put too much into it. So we're going to hit maximum of 10. What we'll do is we'll go 10 drives or until we hit 165. $158. I feel like this method is a little more sustainable. We need a feel-good night with all of us hacks this week. Just go play and complain about our game. Picked up distance at speed training. Looks like it. Temp check. I mean, Phil, I haven't. I'm very, very inconsistent with speed training. Like, I know I do like the road to 170 and all that stuff. I just want to hit 170. But like, there's been times I go 2 months in between, like at like a speed training session. So to say that I'm like speed training on any kind of regular basis is not the case. We're up to 31.1 D-Lud. Again, the well, it went up because I'm holding it, but the big number is the humidity. So 61% humidity, that small number up top, 31.2 is the temperature. Show you guys over here. The cool thing though, the whole reason with the speed training, it's awesome to get like your high speed up. See you, Nordog. Appreciate you stopping in. It's cool seeing like your top end increase. Like I want to hit 170, but really the main thing with speed training is also bringing up your floor. So like ceiling and floor in terms of speed training. And really the goal is just to be able to feel like you're swinging kind of smooth, like a fairway finder type of swing, and still have some decent speed. And stuff like this, same thing if you just go and hit wedges for 20 minutes, your wedges are going to be better. So also helps with consistency too. Oh, that's a Danko drive right there. 46 backspin. All right, that was number 2. There's 160. That's number 3. I was hurting last week. Still not even at 100% with the... There's 4, 158. Number 5, 161.1. 5 more. Back to the target. Let those hands drop. spinny. That's been the miss lately. Super low on the face. 3,200 spin. All things considered, though. 159, 262 for a miss. 4 more. I can already feel. I think that may be it. I can feel my right side. If I want to get up to 165. We hit 161 point something, but I can already feel if I start going in, I'm just gonna do more damage. It's like my right oblique, I think, from trying to step on it there, which is not what I need to do. I think that's it, but that's a little more. I think if I just get in the habit, granted I'm cold and tired by the end of playing, but if I can get in the habit of doing that for 5 minutes every time I'm done, instead of dedicating an hour and just destroying my body, I think that's probably a better way to do it, or at least we'll see. Get this man a heating pad. Funny you say, I've been using them the past like week or so. I have electric heated socks. So there's 2 battery packs here on the side, and they're basically like a heating blanket. They work awesome. I have them on medium, and instead of my feet, when I start playing after like 45 minutes, they start to get a little sweaty, and then they get cold and damp. This just keeps them nice and warm, which is huge. So the core part of my body, arms and legs, I have base layer thermal base layers on. So I have thermal leggings, thermal long sleeve. This thing's pretty lined with fleece, which is nice. So like everything was good. It was really just my feet and my hands. There's not much you can do about your hands. We'll do a quick ladder. Speaking of wedges, and then I could have just stayed on that. Then we're gonna call it a day. Ladder. Needed per level 1, attempts 3, total -1, 10%. I wish I could go lower than 25, but anyone looking to score better, obviously all comes down to short game, so chipping and putting. And for me, this is the easiest way. You go up by 5 yards every time. You just dial in what it feels like for these. I know, D-Wad, you did a wedge matrix thing recently. I don't personally do that, but whatever works. That's a good way to do it too. But whether you do the wedge matrix or not, you still need to practice it. So in my opinion, this is the best way to do it on GSPro with this ladder drill. And it forces you to hit numbers. So when I'm dialed in for my warm-ups, I can go up and I say, okay, I need 5 yards here. I'm going to try to hit this 10. And if I'm within like a couple of yards, I'm pretty happy. But there's sometimes where I'm playing rounds and you hit the number on the dot, which is what you need. Whether you do the math right in the first place is another story. But right here, we got a 25 pin. We want about 20. I bladed it. Off to a good start. $18.8. Just inside. But something like that puts you close enough to the pin where, although I didn't hit 20, I was 1.2 yards away. So you start getting your misses to be within a couple yards. 25. 20, that's short. Need that on the last one. $27. All right. Now we're gonna try to hit this 30. Not 30. $33. Sometimes I do this though and I cruise through these. I just hit number after number. Right now, good thing I'm doing it. Not very dialed with some of these distances. A little tune-up, so to speak. Love the ladders. Just have to transfer onto the course. Yeah, I mean, it gets you into what Big Dog calls the autopilot. So now you just stand on course and you have a 35-yarder. You say, I've done this a bunch. So we got a 40 pin. I need 35. 31.8. I don't know if that's going to give it to us. It did. So I wouldn't consider that a good one, but it was good enough. I set these to 10%. Give myself a little bit more margin of error. Coming up short. I chunked that one too. 40. There it is, 41.7. Now we need a 45. $48, maybe. Now we need a 50. $48.7 should be fine. $55. $50, that's gonna be short. Bigger circle though. Likely be doing this a lot over the next 8 weeks. What's the best putting setup for practicing? You always practice for total distance. I put it on total. It doesn't matter. Like for these, usually you don't get a ton of spin on these kind of easier shots. So I just try to land it. We got a 65 pin. That's usually what I do for normal greens anyways. I take 5 off. So I'm trying to fly this 60. Putting, probably Luma's putt warehouse. You can just practice straight putts. See, so that's rolling out. I hit it 56.6, and that rolled out to 62. Hit the fairway, but that's rolling out about 6 yards. Either way, though, whether you're trying to carry it a certain number, even if you're trying to carry it, though, if it's set to the carry, you still got to take a little off. Actually, well, maybe not. I've never done the carry, so I guess it's where it lands. Does it just stop then? 65. 62. Now we switch to the 56 degree. Try to hit this 70. $69.9. A little open face, but that's the number. So that one rolled out exactly 70.1 in the game, which is my 300 feet. That one rolled out exactly 5 yards. Now we try to hit this 75. $78 should still sit. $80. $73. I chunked it, but may still get a bounce. This is right on the upper range. I need 85 out of this. I don't really like swinging this club that full. All right, we got 80 on the dot. A little bit more spin on these fuller shots. Approach wedge now. I'm gonna hit this 90. '83, but no spin. Oh. '95. '94.6. Now we need a hundo. .103 should sit though. Now we go back down and then we call it a day. '95. .1. '90. .84.7, maybe. All right. 56. Try to hit this 85. We got to step on this 56 a little bit. .85.2. This is for me though. Like I guarantee you next time I play, if I come out here tomorrow, my wedges will be better just because of this. What does this take? 15, 20 minutes? And like I'm starting to hit these numbers now. I hit a couple on the nose. I mean, it wasn't 85.0, but 85.2. That's about as good as I can hit it. 80. .78.9. .75. Chunked it, but I think it may get a bounce. But like anyone can do this. This doesn't take any kind of special. So I get speed training can be a little bit different, but literally anyone can do this. And debatably, this is way more important. All right, we need a 70. .71.9. .65. We'll go to the 60 degree. .60. That's got to sit. 2.5 yards too much, but you'd probably still, if you're playing around, would still consider that a good shot. 55. .60. That's probably deep. spin. 50. 54. Now I'm juicing them. 45. 40. That's deep. Now I'm popped off the face. That's short. Closer though. 38.8. Deep. Spin. And for the record too, I know Phil was asking about the speed training, but I missed it, so did I go back up? Or I missed 2 out of 3. Pretty much every single swing that I take in here is on a live stream or on a video, so it's not like I'm practicing this any other time. So I don't remember the last time I did this. It was probably like 2 weeks ago, but it's not like I'm doing this every day, like off camera. So I don't think it doesn't take much. 35. Too much. 30 yards, 30 yards. $25. All right, last one. 20 yards. $25. 20 yards. Too much again. About to miss this last level. There it is. All right. 11 misses, 34. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but that's going to do it for me. Went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it was probably good. I tweaked again a little bit on my side. I don't know if I'll regret those couple driver swings. We hit like 7, but that was some good practice there. It didn't take that long, but I'll probably be glad that I ended up doing that ladder. But I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll likely supposed to be actually a little bit warmer throughout this week up until like Thursday and Friday. I think it's supposed to be in the 40s, which will be nice. But I'll probably be out here almost every day like usual. Maybe one day off. I was debating taking today off, but maybe tomorrow, depending on how my side feels with some of those swings I took. But I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate the Golfing TV sending people over. And I'll see y'all in the next one.